Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants whom you've been pleased to call to these leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in such just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable Senators, I have a communication. Honorable Senators, it is with a heavy heart that I convey the news of the passing on of Dr. Wilfred Mashage, Kenya's High Commissioner to Nigeria and former Senator for Migori County. The late Honorable Senator Dr. Wilfred Mashage passed away in Abuja, Nigeria on Saturday, 19th February 2022, after a short illness at the age of 65. He was born on the 10th August 1956. The late Dr. Mashage attended Tangaranya Secondary School for his O-level certificate and Shavakali High School for his A-levels certificate. He later pursued a career in the medical profession, in his early years having attained a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery from the University of Nairobi in 1983. The late Dr. Mashage joined elective politics in 2003 when he was elected a member of parliament for Kuria constituency in the then Migori district. He served in this position for 2 terms until 2012. During his time as a member of the National Assembly, he served in various capacities in government, including Minister for the East African Community, Assistant Minister for Home Affairs in the Office of the President, Assistant Minister in the Office of the President, Assistant Minister in the Ministry of Health, and Assistant Minister for Roads and Transportation. In 2013, the late Dr. Mashage contested for and was elected to the office of the Senate for Migori County. He served as a member of the Speaker's panel and chairperson of the Standing Committee on Health. Under his stewardship, the Health Bill of 2015 was passed into law. The late Dr. Mashage was an astute, humorous, humble, and distinguished leader. As a member of the Speaker's panel, he was steadfast and a stickler to the standing orders and parliamentary practice. He possessed impeccable possession for public service, devotion not only to the people of Migori County, but this nation, Kenya, whenever he was called upon to do so. He will be remembered for relentlessly advocating for the rights of minority groups, and especially the Kuria people. In 2018, the late Dr. Mashage was appointed and posted as Kenya's High Commissioner to Nigeria, covering Nigeria, Benin, Sierra Leone, and Togo. During his tenure as the High Commissioner, the late Dr. Mashage served with honor and distinction. Indeed, this can be attested by members of Kenya delegation to the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Africa Region Conference that was held in Abuja, Nigeria in November 2021, where he effectively facilitated the delegation, and that was led by the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chairperson of Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Africa Region, Honorable Justin Muturi, EGH MP. Honorable Senators, today we mourn the death of a patriot, colleague, and a friend. We have indeed lost a honorable man, a public servant, a selfless leader, a national statesman. On behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to condole with the family of the late Senator Wilfred Gishuka Mashage, the people of Migori County, the diplomatic corps, and all his friends in this most difficult time. Honorable Senators, in honor of our departed former colleague, I request that we stand and observe a moment of silence. I thank you. Next order. Honorable Senators, I see interest on those who want to eulogize the late senator. The first opportunity we give to Senator Kangata Irungu.
Yes, Madam Speaker, Moranga take this opportunity to express its deepest condolences to the family, friends of Dr. Mashage, Moranga notes that Dr. Mashage was a very inspirational leader. He served as a member of the National Assembly. Then he ascended to become a pioneer senator of his county. Madam Speaker, Mr. Dr. Mashage was a very learned senator. He used his knowledge to advance the cause of health care in this Republic of Kenya. Madam Speaker, the younger generation of leaders will definitely take note of the good ethics that Dr. Mashage bequeathed this generation. Madam Speaker, I would urge this country, as we go into the period of electing new leaders, to consider what lesson we can learn from Dr. Mashage. In particular, lessons concerning humility, lessons concerning great representation of a small community that is deep in Nyanza and also traverses into Tanzania, lessons concerning the empathy for the poor, the weak, and ensuring the programs that we prefer for those seeking gubernatorial positions, those seeking the national leadership of this republic. We extol the virtues of caring for the jobless, caring for the women, and other discriminated demographic groups of this Republic of Kenya. That is what we learned from the life of Dr. Mashage. Madam Speaker, finally, when you look at the circumstances that led to the death of Dr. Mashage, we need to realize the importance of taking care of the elderly. Madam Speaker, Dr. Mashage was an elderly person. If at all, despite his education, despite his status in society, he encountered huge medical problems. What of a poor person in Nyamira, in Kisumu, in Murang'a County? Madam Speaker, his death should inspire the current crop of leaders and the government to institute a universal free healthcare system. The best way to approach that issue is by providing free NHIF card to each and every person of this republic. I know that is possible within the means of respective counties, Madam Speaker. Take, for instance, Madam Speaker, in Murang'a County, we have 320,000 number of households, as per 2019 census data. But the only households that have NHIF cards, they are only 40,000, whether paid by the public sector or by the private sector. It is time we use this sad event to now push our counties to set aside funds to ensure all elderly persons, they get NHIF card, they can access free and subsidized health care in this republic. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Beatrice Kwamboka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me join my other colleagues to pass my condolences to the late Wilfred Mashage. Indeed, Mashage was a great leader. He served the Migori people. He was a pillar to the Kuria community. And indeed, I listened to one of his speeches. He was a composed leader, a man of wisdom, and he served this country in a good way. And it is pole sana to the Migori people, more so the Kuria community, and Kenya at large. We've lost a hero, and may his soul rest in peace.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Fatuma Dulo. Senator Dulo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to join my colleagues in passing my message of condolences to the family of our late colleague. Madam Speaker, I served with the late Mashage in the last Senate. I know he has been a very strong leader who was very social actually in the House, and also a very promising leader. He has fought for healthcare rights, and more so the UHC. though I know very well that that has not worked as expected, but he had actually a better structure for this country, and I hope this country will remember him in his death. Madam Speaker, having come from minority, Senator Mashage actually, when he associates himself with people, he has never shown that he is a minority. And I know it's a big loss to the Kuria community because he was a strong pillar as a leader that Kuria people depended on him. And I hope we'll be able to get somebody else who will fit in his shoe. And I hope the government will be able to also find in a space for the family to be able to take over what Senator Mashage has left behind. It's not easy, especially for the family. It's really very hard, but it's God's will that we cannot question. And I wish the family a strong period that they should come together to see that they have given a very good send-off to our brother and colleague who was actually dear to this house when he served as a senator of Migori. We wish you all the best, and may God give you strength during this trying moment. I thank you.
Senator Wambua Enoch.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I join you and my colleagues to also on my behalf and on behalf of the great people of Kitui County, pass my condolences to the family of the late Senator Mashage. Madam Speaker, I'll say three things about the late senator. In his life, he distinguished himself as a real fighter for the rights of the marginalized. Madam Speaker, I share an experience with Senator Mashage. Where he comes from, Migori, in the Kurias in Migori have the same experiences like the Daraka in Kitui. A marginalized community living in the midst of an almost homogeneous community. The Speaker, in Senator Mashage, I would have had a compatriot in the fight for the establishment of additional counties to take care of the interests of the marginalized people living in such counties as Migori and Kitui. The second thing that I want to say about Senator Mashage is that he fought for universal health care. He believed in providing a stable and reliable health care to all people, and especially people that are marginalized. Madam Speaker, I think actually the Committee of Health in the Senate, before we wind up this session of the Senate, they have a duty of care and a responsibility to tell this country exactly what is happening across the country in terms of health care. Madam Speaker, I come from a county where the entire healthcare system has completely broken down. Today, as I came to this house, I received a call from a casual working in a dispensary in Kitui, and another one working another health facility in Kase, in Mumoni Ward. A Speaker, for 8 straight months, casuals working in hospitals and dispensaries in Kitui have not earned their wages. 8 straight months. Madam Speaker, something really needs to be done. And it is not just enough to say that Mashage did a good job pushing for the universal healthcare agenda. We must walk the talk and complete the journey that he started, and a journey that he fought for from the bottom of his heart. Madam Speaker, I want to say to the people Migori, to the family of Mashage, myself, my family, and the great people of Kitui County condole with you, and may the soul of our departed colleague rest in God's eternal peace. I thank you.
Senator Samson Sherarge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On my own behalf and on behalf of the great people of Nandi, I want to take this opportunity to pass our deepest condolences to the family of Dr. Mashage, the former High Commissioner to Nigeria, and also the Senator of the great people of Migori. Looking at this history, Madam Speaker, having been a medic and also a champion on minority right groups, I think the minority right groups have lost a champion in this republic. Madam Speaker, it is worth noting that I read his history, and I'm told he has a twin brother also who used to be an ambassador in Russia. So our condolences also to the family, to the great people of Migori, and to also medical practitioner. When you look at the history of Senator Mashage, is that he was among the pioneer people or practitioners of medicine in the Republic. And I think having an immense, and coincidentally him and the twin brother were medical doctors or medical practitioners, and one of them used to, I think they closed down, they used to have an hospital in Migori and another one in Narok. So, Madam Speaker, it is sad for the country. These are old men that were seasoned politicians, seasoned leaders, that, of course, the trademark of his beard that was known, that was the signature of Senator Mashage. It comes at the backdrop that the devolution must work. Being pioneer senator, in conclusion, Madam Speaker, is that being, I think they are the first senators, including some of our colleagues who set the basis and foundation when devolution was something new. People did not know how Senate was supposed to function. A lot of, under fourth schedule, a lot of functions have been devolved, including health, and I think he was passionate about health. It is sad, even as we talk, Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, as we talk today, and it was in one of the newspapers, that people cannot even access drugs. The medical services in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital are not up to standard. And these are some of the ideals and agendas that Dr. Mashage pushed, and ensure that as a medical practitioner, the people should access medical care as provided by under Article 43. He also pushed for minority rights groups. And I think to the people of Migori, they owe us as a nation the direction when it comes to championing the minority groups, so that the legacy of Dr. Senator Mashage lives on. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Gertrude Musurube.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand here to condole with the entire nation concerning the death of Dr. Mashage. And indeed, he actually did what can never be forgotten in Migori. And as a pioneer senator, and you know very well that Senate is there to represent the counties and the interests of the counties. He did his part as a senator. And Honorable Speaker, I traversed Migori County the weekend that has just passed. We had gone on legislative mission with the Committee of National Assembly, with National Cohesion and Integration, and I could see how big that constituency is, and it really needs a lot of work. So I'm sure that the work that he started will be picked up by the senators who are there and other senators to come, and I'm happy about the contributions that he made. Actually, he has left a legacy, because if he was championing universal health care, and he was a medical practitioner who really left a big contribution, his legacy will forever be remembered, Honorable Speaker. So I condole with the family, I condole with the friends and everyone else, and I condole on behalf of persons with disabilities and the constituency of Lugari that I represent here in the House, and my family as well. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Mohamed Mohamud.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Let me also join my other colleagues and the rest of Kenyans in condoling with the family of the late Wilfred Mashage, the immediate ambassador of High Commissioner of Kenya to Nigeria. Madam Speaker, I had the opportunity to serve with Senator Ambassador Mashage in the 10th Parliament. And indeed, he was a leader, friend, and in fact, a champion of minority rights. In him, Kenyans have lost a real Kenyan, a Kenyan who actually worked across the board, across tribal lines, ethnic lines, religious lines, and served Kenya as a real Kenyan. And in fact, he was a very humorous person, a person who always, when he talked about things that are beneficial to this country. I condole with the rest, the family, and let them at this trying moment be strong, because I think life has come to an end. I think death is a must one has to die. But Honorable Senator Mashage will leave a legacy of a leader who served with dignity and dedication, and in fact, somebody who really was a true Kenyan. I condole. May God rest him in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Frederick Outa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me also join my colleagues to send our condolences on behalf of my family and the people of Kisumu. Madam Speaker, Dr. Mashage was a great man. I personally had an opportunity to serve with him in 10th Parliament. And he was a man that anytime, if you approached him, he will be much more willing to listen to you. He contributed immensely, and especially during the time when we were discussing UHC in Parliament. Indeed, he did well, and he was so passionate. A man that I remember very well, that I used to call him Migori, which means we used to tease each other. As he says that he used to have a lot of struggle in Migori because he was coming from a minority, that any time that he want to run for any political office, he's considered Migori because he has to fight for it. And he was a jovial man. It is very unfortunate that at this time, God has decided to take him home. And it's a time that I was really wish that he could be alive to be able to see the transformation that will take place this year after the 9th. This is the time I know even him, he's been waiting, that it's a time that Kenya will be having a good leader. And unfortunately, God has called him. And therefore, I want to take this opportunity to pray to God that may God protect his family and the entire Kenya, and especially the people of Migori, because they have lost a man that will take a long time even to replace him. We will also remember him as one of the pioneers of the Senate, and all that he has contributed to this House will be considered until that time that people will be able to know that there was a man called Dr. Mashage. May God rest his soul in eternal peace.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mary, Senator. Senator.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also, on behalf of the people of Kajiado County, condole with the family of our former senator of Migori County. And Madam Speaker, as said before by my other colleagues, this was a very committed and dedicated member of this House, I do remember that there was a motion that he brought to this house to advocate for the medical equipment scheme that has really gone a long way to assist many of our counties despite many challenges. And therefore, this was professional and a member who wanted to help our counties through upgrading our health facilities. And therefore, this country has lost a professional, an expert in the field of medicine, and I just want to pray for the family for strength at this difficult time. Thank you.
On Zoom, we have Senator Kavindu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I take this opportunity to join with the rest of my colleagues to condole with the family of our late senator and an hero in this country. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that in the last house, when he was there in this Senate, he was very vocal, and we could listen to him and we could hear a person who knew what he was doing. Madam Speaker, I want to say that this country and the people of Migori, and especially the Kuria community, have lost a hero. And I pray that God will give them peace, will even grant them somebody else to stand in the gap for that community, and that God will also give us somebody in this country who can stand with him. And I congratulate him even in his death for standing as a hero and defending his country, even outside there where he was working. Madam Speaker, I want to say that it is a high time a lot of care is taken, especially to the old, because there are many kinds of sicknesses that attack the old that is not normal with the young people, and especially even right now in our counties, the old people, especially those who are suffering from diabetes, from high blood pressure, arthritis, and all these asthma, and all these terminal diseases. Most of the times they go to our hospitals and they cannot get their medication. They keep on buying, Madam Speaker, and majority of them have no money. So I pray that we'll have a time when all the counties, not only Machakos, will have the medications that the old people in our counties need at their reach whenever they are sick, and they can access them nicely with no problem. Madam Speaker, I condole with the family.
Senator Murkomen Onesimus Kipchumba.
Madam Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity. First of all, my condolences to the family, friends, and relatives of Honorable Senator Mashage, Ambassador. Madam Speaker, I had the privilege and honor to serve here in the last Senate, last Parliament, with Senator Mashage. He was such a passionate, committed public officer, and particularly a servant of the people of Migori County. I knew Honorable Mashage when he was in the 10th Parliament. At that point in time, I was a consultant on matters devolution. And I went all the way to Kehanja, which is in Migori County. If you remember very well, Senator Mashage was among the Kenyans who seriously opposed the new constitution. And his argument is that the constitution had not provided mechanism on how to protect minority groups, new minorities who are going to be minority groups in counties where you have larger other communities. So I went to Kehanja with the former Prime Minister, and one of my duties was to ensure that I take through the people of Kehanja through the new constitution and the chapter on devolution. Already by that point in time, I was a member of Task Force on Devolved Government. And Madam Speaker, that man was so passionate about the Kuria people, his own people, and the things that affected his own people. And even though he was, his opposition to the Constitution, the issues he raised at that time are still alive. The challenges we still have on matters devolution, and particularly new minorities in areas where you have communities who, even if they are not the majority in the country, but they are majority in the county. Still up to now, the problems that bedevil the devolution are still about further marginalization of minority groups. Madam Speaker, I don't know, I don't come from Migori, but I'm sure the future governor of Migori who is here, who is aspiring, Senator Achilo Ayako, I think he just walked out here. Madam Speaker, will have a duty, and any other person who's going to govern Migori County, to ensure that the people of Kuria are protected the way Senator Mashage wanted. When he had the opportunity to come and serve here as a senator, he came from the minority side, and I was on the majority side, as I have been, Madam Speaker, until the handshake. And Madam Speaker, he was very, very firm defender of rights of the people of Migori County as a whole. He fought for devolution. He also fought for accountability. And Madam Speaker, we had a very interesting relationship. You know, Senator Mashage was an elder to some of us, a very great storyteller, a very fluent Kiswahili speaker. Most of the time on this chamber, he debated on Kiswahili. And in most cases, he gave us very interesting stories about from different riwayas, tamthilia, and many other stories that he narrated in Kiswahili. And it was easy for him to do so because he told me that he lived his life in a border county, and sometimes he lived in the Tanzanian side, and sometimes, and of course, most of the time in the Kenyan side. And Senator Mashage, towards the end of the term of Parliament last term, switched sides to our side and sided with us. As you will see, many people will do in this chamber, sides will change for many of us here. And one of the most interesting moments, and Senator Wetangula must remember this, we were dealing with the political parties, Elections Act amendments. And there was these late amendments we were bringing towards the elections. And Senator Mashage was on the chair, and he made certain interesting rulings in favor of us who were on the majority side. And it was not interesting time. So so you can hear the minority leader then say he rigged to our favor. But his rulings were very interesting. Remember, he used to sit where you sit. He was in the speaker's panel, and he used that opportunity to make a lot of contribution to this house. The Hansard of this house will always, any person who resort to the Hansard of this house will get to know who Senator Mashage was, the contributions he made here on matters devolution, and his passion for this country. When he went to become an ambassador after losing the elections, I knew that Kenya was in safe hands, especially far in Nigeria there, where we needed a strong ambassador, a person who have strong will for this country. Unfortunately, the cruel hand of death has snatched from our midst a very committed public servant. And I want to say poleni sana to the people of Kuria, poleni sana to the people of Migori, and pole to the people of Kenya who knew Senator Mashage. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Wetangula Moses.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I thought Senator Murkomen would also mention that we, in fact, have lost two colleagues. Apart from Senator Mashage, we have also lost John Serut from Mount Elgon. So allow me, Madam Speaker, probably double the time to eulogize the two colleagues. Madam Speaker, we served with Senator Mashage in the National Assembly for 10 years, and in this House for 5 years. We served in cabinet with him, and he is going to be remembered as a passionate defender of the rights of his people, whom he rightfully believed were a minority in a setup where they didn't get constantly what they deserved. Senator Mashage, Madam Speaker, was a very, very good medical doctor, apart from being a politician. He ran big hospital establishments in this country and helped many people. He used to tell us how he had a cadre of people who enjoyed free medical services in his establishments wherever they went for such a treatment. As a personal friend, Madam Speaker, I had an opportunity to visit him in his rural home in Kuria. He had an opportunity to visit me in my rural home in Bungoma. And we worked together very closely, even at times when we were on opposites. In the last parliament, Madam Speaker, I was the leader of his team in this house on the minority side. And he was a constant companion in many, many collaborative and consultative decisions that we made as a team. And I can describe him as a great team player. When he was appointed High Commissioner to Nigeria, after not defending his seat, he constantly called our Committee of Defense and Foreign Relations. In fact, we have, and Senator Fatuma can bear me out, we have a pending trip to Nigeria, courtesy Senator Mashage, who kept on telling us he has arranged for a committee to go and visit the Nigerian Senate to meet our counterparts and discuss matters of devolution. As you know, Madam Speaker, Nigeria has got the most impressive devolution on the continent of Africa, where they assign 52% of their national budget to devolved units and leave 48% for the national government. Unlike here, where the greedy national government wants to hold on to everything, even what they allocate the devolved units, they don't want to give them. Madam Speaker, we shall remember Senator Mashage as a senator who brought here a motion that gave birth to the idea that has been poorly implemented of universal health care. When we were sitting in the garage at KICC, he brought a motion, and it was acclaimed by everybody, that this country deserved and needed universal health care to protect especially vulnerable Kenyans who cannot afford health care in our country. So we shall remember him as a colleague that had no known disagreements with anybody. I remember, Madam Speaker, when President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania came to Kenya and came to address Parliament, he joked that after having met us with Senator Mashage as he came to Parliament, he said he's very happy that he has finally met a courier, because he only reads about couriers in Tanzania in police files. And Senator Mashage thereafter made jokes and jokes about that encounter, that the couriers always raid Tanzania and walk away with their cattle, and that's how President Kikwete was reading about them in police files. Senator Mashage, rest in peace to your dear wife and family, to your brother whom I appointed an ambassador to Russia, your twin brother. I want to say pole to the whole family, and time allowing, we will come to Korea to see Senator Mashage off. Through Senator Mashage, my party has very good, hard-working MCAs in Korea who he introduced to me to become elected as MCAs. Madam Speaker, we have also lost a great son of Bungoma County, Honorable John Serut. He served for 2 terms in the National Assembly. He was an assistant minister for lands. Senator Murkomen, when I mentioned you are talking to the distinguished Isiolo senator, that I expected you to mention Serut as well. John Serut, Madam Speaker, was a very, very hard-working member of parliament, coming from Mount Elgon constituents of Bungoma County, sub-county that had many challenges of security at the time, but he helped to stabilize the peace and security in the county, especially in Mount Elgon sub-county. This morning, Madam Speaker, both I and the Speaker of the Senate, Senator Ken Lusaka, and Bungoma Women Rep, Mama Catherine Wambilianga, took time to visit the Serut family in Kileleshwa and was able to condole with Mama Pamela and her children. And we know that we all will leave this world at some point, but sometimes when we do, we cause a lot of stress and pain to families, but that's God's wish. My brother Serut, who we worked very closely, who supported very dearly, I'll miss you so much in the political arena, in the social arena, as a personal friend, and the people of Bungoma are the poorer with the passing on of Honorable John Serut from Mount Elgon. May the souls of both Senator Mashage and Honorable Serut rest in eternal peace till we meet.
Honorable Senators, I would like to ask the members who are going to condole then in the next to be a bit brief because of interest and time is also running out. Senator Sakaja Johnson.
Allow me, Madam Speaker, to join colleagues in eulogizing and mourning the death of our fallen colleagues. First of all, Senator Mashage. Senator Mashage was a good friend, despite the age difference. He was part of a group of senators then when I was in the National Assembly, who I am forever grateful for, who took time to speak to younger leaders. Senator Gigi Kariuki, who I had lunch with every week. Once a month at Serena on the last Tuesday. Senator Yusuf Haji, who also mentored me. Senator Mashage was the third. He used to joke that his ID reads a different age. In fact, if you look at what has come out as a release, it says he'd have been 66. But according to him, he was 75. He'd have been 75 this year. Madam Speaker, Senator Mashage, from his background in Nisebania, where he went to primary school, went to Taranganya Secondary, then and actually Chavakali, where he studied, would many times joke with me that he went to school with my relatives and would laugh about it. But we had very good banter, despite even the political differences. He'd joke that he's coming to TNA that time. I doubt he ended up doing that. But he was a man of good cheer. You would not miss him out. His family, really needs all the support they can get. He's a man that will be missed. But more than that, I feel very sad for his twin brother. He had a twin brother, identical twin brother, Sospita Mashage, who was also an ambassador. He was Kenya's ambassador to Russia. They're also in the medical profession. And they say that they've been very close since they were in the mother's womb. So to Sospita, Ambassador Sospita, and the family of the late Senator Mashage, we really wish them pole, and that God will comfort them at this time, and the people of Migori County. Madam Speaker, also allow me to just pass condolences to the family of Honorable John Serut, who we were colleagues with in the last parliament, from Mount Elgon constituency, Bungoma County. I know he has really suffered. He had a terrible time, I think the last few years. 2.5 years from Senator, thank you, Senator Wetangula. And he's now at a place of rest. He was a very forthright member. He fought for his people, and he stood firm during difficult times in his constituency. We all know the security issues that have been there. So just to say pole to the family. I was to join Senator Wetangula and the Speaker, but I was chairing a committee in the morning. I'll make sure that on behalf of the people of Nairobi, we can visit those two families. Finally, Madam Speaker, as the people of Nairobi, we have lost a great leader, one of our MCAs, Madam Speaker, called Melab Atema, who died. She'd also been really unwell. When I got the news, I went through the messages she'd been sending from the time she was in Nairobi Hospital until when she went abroad to India. She had been the deputy minority leader in the Nairobi County Assembly, nominated by ODM, but knew how to cross the political divide. The last time I was with her was in Kawangware, in PAG. And she was vying, we were together with Senator Wetangula. She was vying for Kabiro, that ward, to be an MCA. She was doing really well. I don't want to say that she was going to win, but she was doing very well. It is a shock to us, and I know Senator Kwamboka will speak to it. And we want to assure her husband and the family that we will stand by them during this time to make sure that she gets a good send-off. She had gone up through she was sitting at the women desk in ODM. She got nominated, she was going for MCA, and I knew the future was bright because she was one of those leaders who would reason despite political intrigues, Madam Speaker. And cosmopolitan and, a county like Nairobi that is not of, political homogeneity needs leaders who are able to cut across the political divide and can be able to speak to each other. So pole sana kwa watu wa Kabiro, to the people of Kabiro Ward, to the people of Dagoretti North, and generally to the people of Nairobi for this great loss of Honorable Melab Atema Lumala. Thank you.
Senator for Vihiga, Senator George Haniri.
Mheshimiwa Spika, asante sana kwa kunipa nafasi hii ili niweze kuungana na wenzangu kutoa rambirambi kwa mwenda zake rafiki yangu mpendwa Mheshimiwa Senator Mashage. Mheshimiwa Spika, nilizipata habari za kifo cha Mheshimiwa Mashage kwa masikitiko makubwa. Mashage tumejuana kwa miaka mingi na kuna mengi ambayo tunashare na yeye. Kwanza kabisa vile mlivyosikia kutoka kwa Senator Sakaja, tulienda kwa shule ya upili ya Chavakali. Ingawaje alikuwa huko miaka mingi kabla ya mimi, lakini tulipitia shule moja na wakati mwingi tukikutana tulikuwa tukiongea kuhusu shule yetu ya zamani Chavakali. Pili, Mheshimiwa Spika, tulifanya naye katika bunge la National Assembly akiwa mbunge wa Kuria West, nafikiri West, na mimi nikiwa mbunge wa Hamisi. Tukawa naye pia mawaziri wasaidizi katika serikali ya Mheshimiwa Kibaki, na baadaye hatimaye tukajipata pia katika jumba hili la Senate akiwa Senator wa Migori, nami nikiwa Senator wa Vihiga. Kwa hivyo ni mtu ambaye naweza sema tumetoka naye mbali. Ni masikitiko, tunamkumbuka kwa mambo mengi mazuri. Hasa mimi namkumbuka kwa Kiswahili chake chema. Alikuwa anaongea Kiswahili sanifu kabisa. Ndio maana niliamua siku ya leo niweze kutoa rambirambi zangu kwa lugha ambayo Mashage aliipenda. Na kiti chake katika Senate kilikuwa ni hiki hapa nyuma yangu. Kwa hivyo aliongea Kiswahili sanifu. Kwa utani nilikuwa namuita Bogi Benda. Bogi, tukikutana ilikuwa ni Bogi. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, nasikitika sana. Ningependa kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe, kwa niaba ya familia yangu na kwa niaba ya watu wa Vihiga niweze kutoa rambirambi kwa familia yake, watu wa Migori na watu wa Kuria kwa kumpoteza kiongozi huyu shujaa. Bwana Spika, natoa pia rambirambi zaidi kwa ndugu wake pacha ambaye walizaliwa pamoja, wakasoma pamoja, wakawa wote madaktari. Najaribu kufikiria ya kwamba vile huyu ndugu wake anaweza kuwa yale ambaye anaweza kuwa anayapitia kwa sasa hivi kwa kumpoteza mtu ambaye walizaliwa pamoja, wamekuwa pamoja miaka hii yote mpaka katika uzee wao. Kwa hivyo letu tu Tunasema Mwenyezi Mungu afariji jamii, awapatie nguvu ya kustahimili ya msiba huu ambao umewapata, na pia Mwenyezi Mungu ailaze roho ya ndugu yetu Mheshimiwa Mashage mahali pema mbinguni. Na uniruhusu pia nichukue wakati huu pia kutoa rambirambi kwa aliyekuwa mbunge wa Mount Elgon, Mheshimiwa John Serut, ambaye vile vile pia nilipata nafasi ya kufanya naye katika bunge la kitaifa, akiwa mbunge wa Mount Elgon nami nikiwa mbunge wa Hamisi. Ni masikitiko, tumesikia ya kwamba amekuwa mgonjwa kwa muda. Labda Mwenyezi Mungu amempumuzisha. Tunaiomba tu aiweke roho yake mahali pema mbinguni, aweze kufariji jamii ambaye ameacha nyuma. Nimekumbushwa pia na Mheshimiwa Sakaja, Seneta Sakaja, kifo cha mpendwa rafiki wangu wa karibu sana, Madam Melab Atema, ambaye alikuwa ni nominated MCA katika bunge letu la Nairobi County Assembly. Atema tumejuana kwa miaka mingi sana, akiwa rafiki wangu wa karibu, na ni masikitiko makubwa ya kwamba tumempoteza akiwa na umri mdogo sana. Hakukuwa mtu wa umri mkubwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, alikuwa bado ni wa umri mdogo na matarajio mengi katika siasa na maisha yake. Kwa hivyo natoa pia rambirambi zangu na za familia kwa familia yake, jamaa na hata mume wake. Mwenyezi Mungu awalaze wote watatu mahali pema mbinguni. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mbogo George Ochila yako.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to join our colleagues here in condoling my late senator. Madam Speaker, the people of
Honorable
Migori...
Senator, sorry, Senator Ochila yako. Honorable Senators, can we have some decorum in this house?
Madam Speaker, thank you for your protection. Madam Speaker, the people of Migori are engulfed in grief. The late Senator Dr. Winfred Mashage was a leader we had a lot of respect for. Madam Speaker, you will recall that his election to the Senate was as a result of the azimio of the people of Migori. The people of Migori met and agreed that it was the late Senator Mashage who deserved to be the senator, and at the time he was getting elected, in ODM there was no opposition to that. He later decided to run for a National Assembly seat, but that was the subject matter of a different competition. So the people of Migori, who unanimously elected him as the senator, have lost a wonderful person, have lost a leader, have lost a friend, a parent, an in-law, a business person, and a professional. We are grieving as a people, and we are happy that we are receiving condolence from the colleagues with whom he served here. I also, Madam Speaker, served in the National Assembly with Senator Mashage. I am the one who inspired him and recruited him to join politics. I was his tenant at that particular time before I joined politics ahead of him. I used to live in a house that he had built when I was practicing law both in Migori and Nairobi. He was a wonderful landlord. Later on, I also became his advocate and represented him and his companies when there were issues he had with NHIF. So we were quite close professionally. He was a professional practitioner of medicine, and I was a professional practitioner of law. We shared many things in terms of how to handle politics and our people, and even when I was compelled, for reasons I do not want to explain today, to leave my cabinet post, he was the one who was appointed to take that place in our great county, Migori County. So when I left cabinet as the Minister for Sports, he took over. We continued working together. And while we were together in the National Assembly and I was the Minister for Energy, he is the one who pointed out to me the places that required electrification in the great Kuria society. He directed me to Hispania and also to Kihancha, and the first electricity poles that were taken to that place were because of his intervention. He was a selfless person, a good business person, a person who was committed to serving his people. In fact, sometime last year, he invited me to attend the wedding of one of his sons. He invited me to attend the wedding of one of his sons, and we had begun consultations on how to have a better Migori, better than the one that we have today. So he's a person that I will miss, my family will miss, the people of Migori will miss. We will miss his humor, we'll miss his ability to articulate issues and to speak to those topics as is expected of an elder without mincing his words. I know that Baba will miss him. He was a very close friend or buddy to Baba. And now that he is no longer with us, his shoes, his place will be very hard to be taken. It will be difficult to get a person of his caliber. I must confess, Madam Speaker, that among the members of parliament from the Abakuria community, he was a major unifier. We have 4 clans there, the Bakira, the Baireges, the Banyabasis, and the Bagumbes. When he served as their member of parliament, as their senator, all of those clans came to him for counsel. On the other side of the Luo communities, he was a respected person, a friend of many of us, and we will greatly miss him. I know there are many more of our colleagues who would like to condole with us. I just want to say that we need prayers as people of Migori. Migori has had 3 senators and 2 of them are no longer with us. I am the 3rd one. I hope that your prayers may save me from joining the 2 who at a very untimely time left us. So, Madam Speaker, we need your prayers, we need your comfort, and when we will be placing our departed colleague to join or to take the journey to heaven, I hope many of us will have time to attend. Just in conclusion, Madam Speaker, the late Serut, the MP, who was just the National Assembly member who has just passed on, we also served together in Parliament. We were very good friends with Serut, and it appears that members who served with me and with others are passing on. Madam Speaker, it is time that all of us prayed as a nation so that what is described as the cruel hand of death does not continue visiting leadership. We as a nation need leaders. We need it this year more than before. This is an election year. We need leaders who can help us make peace, who can help us inculcate peace among ourselves and among the electorate. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to condole with the people of Migori on our loss of our dear brother, Dr. Mashage, and with the people of Mount Elgon to condole with them on the loss of their member of parliament. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, may I have your attention? We have several bills lined up for division. I would like to urge as many as possible to log in. Those who have logged in, please stay on. And then other members, we expect you to be in the House within the next few minutes. In the next 5 minutes, we expect all the senators who may be sitting out there kindly come back to the House. Finally, Senator Faria Haji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, although Senator Ambassador Mashage was not known to me, for somebody to come from minority clan, to get education, to get whatever achievement he has done, just know that that's a very hardworking and a great leader. Madam Speaker, for me, it is a loss for people who are minority in this country, a big loss, because from what I have heard, his contribution in terms of the constitution making, this was a man who has worked hard to ensure that the constitution has enshrined the rights of minority, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I just want to join my colleagues in passing my heartfelt condolences to the family of Ambassador Senator Mashage, and may he rest in peace. Thank you very much.
Honorable Senator Ali, I will give you after the division. Let's just do the division, please. You want to finish 1 minute? Okay, take 1 minute, please.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The late Dr. Mashage was a colleague, he was a friend. We were together in the National Assembly. He was a very good man. And when he was senator for Homa Bay, I was also Migori, was also a member of the commission. So I want to send my condolences to the people of Migori and to the people of Kuria, plus his family. He's been a very good man, and as the people who went to visit him in Nigeria when he was ambassador there, he's a very jovial and hardworking person. So, but this is the way the world is. People come and go, others leave, others go, and I wish him and his family to live in peace. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Honorable Senators, we are now going for the divisions. We'd like to have the bell rung. Huh? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, next order.
Order number 8.
Please, let's have some order. Honorable Senators, let's have some order.
No.
Honorable Senators, for the convenience of the House, I would like to have orders 8 to 14 be read out.
Order number 8, the Preservation of Human Dignity and Protection of Economic and Social Rights Bill, Senate Bills number 21 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 9, the Irrigation Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 10, the Community Groups Registration Bill, National Assembly Bills number 20 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 11, the Special Needs Education Bill, Senate Bills number 44 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 12, the County Resource Development Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 13, the Elections Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2021, second reading division. Order number 14, the Elections Amendment number 3 Bill, Senate Bills number 48 of 2021, second reading division.
Can the bell be rung for about 3 minutes? Honorable Senators, can we have some order? Can we have some order? We are ready to vote. Can we have some order, please? For the convenience of the House, as we vote, we expect to vote for the 7 bills together, if it is a nay or a yes. So remember to vote for all the 7 bills, please. And we are voting by register. So, okay, division, kindly. We vote by register, please.
Okay. Roll call division. Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Senator Abshiro.
Senator Ali Abdullahi Ibrahim, Wajir County.
I vote yes for all. For all the 7.
Senator Boy Issa Juma, Kwale County.
Vote yes for all 7.
Senator Cherarke Samson Kiprotich, Nandi County.
Jirani. Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7.
Senator Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
Senator, vote.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 7 bills.
That's clear, Senator.
Senator Haji Abdul Mohammed, Garissa County. Senator Hargura Godana, Marsabit County. Senator Imana Malakai Charles Ekal, Turkana County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7.
Senator Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County. Senator Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
I vote yes for the 7.
Senator Kamar Margaret Jebkoech, Uasin Gishu County. No.
Senator Shebeni. Or Kamar. Or Senator Kamar, you are on mute. Please unmute. Unmute, Senator. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Speaker?
Yes.
I vote yes for all. I have unmuted, I think.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay, I vote yes for all the 7.
Thank you.
Senator Kangata Irongo, Murang'a County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the 7 bills.
Senator Haniri George, Vihiga County.
Madam Speaker, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Vihiga votes yes on all the 7 bills.
Thank you.
Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County. Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County. Senator Kihika Susan Wakarura, Nakuru County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 7 bills.
Yes, you may we've heard you.
Thank you.
Senator Kimani Wamatangi Paul, Kiambu County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7 bills.
Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County. Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County. Senator Kirinyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County. Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County. Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County. Senator Lelegwe Ltumbesi, Samburu County. Senator Lelegwe Ltumbesi, Samburu County. Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County. Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County. Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County. Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mahamud Mohamed Maalim, Mandera County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7 bills.
Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County. He's online. Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County. Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia.
On behalf of Kenya Kwanza.
Yeah, we'll ask the clerk to read the roll because we realized there was a technical hitch. So I hope now the technical team are on top of the job. Kindly, clerk. Can you go through the roll again?
Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Kindly just vote again. If your name is mentioned, just vote again. There was a technical hitch.
Okay, Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all 7.
Senator Haji Abdul Mohamed, Garissa County. Senator Haji Abdul Mohamed, Garissa County. No. Senator Hagura Godana, Marsabit County. Senator Haji Abdul Mohamed, Garissa County.
I vote yes for all the 7.
Senator Kibiru Charles Rubenson, Kirinyaga County. Senator Kindiki Kithure, Tharaka Nithi County. Senator Kirinyaga Ephraim Mwangi Maina, Nyeri County. Senator Langat Christopher Andrew, Bomet County. Senator Deleguel Tumbesi, Samburu County. Senator Linturi Franklin Mithika, Meru County. Senator Loitiptip Anwar, Lamu County. Senator Matsayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Matsayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Malala Cleophas Wahungu, Kakamega County.
I vote yes. I vote yes. I vote yes for everything.
Not everything.
For 7, boss.
Yeah, 7 every.
My God, oh my God.
Senator Mbito Michael Malinga, Trans Nzoia County. Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County. Senator Moi Gideon Kipsielei Towet, Baringo County. Senator Mudhama Agnes Kavindu, Machakos County.
Madam Speaker, on behalf of Machakos people, I vote yes for the 7 bills.
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Makueni County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7. Thank you.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County. Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County. Senator Mwenye Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County. Senator Ndwiga Peter Njero, Embu County. Senator Ndwiga Peter Njeru, Embu County. Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County. Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County. Senator Ongeri Samson Kegengo, Kisii County.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for all the 7 bills.
Senator Orengo James, Siaya County. Senator Pogisio Samuel Losuron, West Pokot County. Senator Wako Situila Amos, Busia County. Senator Wario Golich Juma, Tana River County.
Honorable Senators, these are the results of the division for the 7 bills. Bill number, order number 8, number 9, number 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Ayes 27, nays 0, abstention 0. The ayes have it. The next, the clerk.
The Preservation of Human Dignity and Enforcement of Economic and Social Rights Bill, a bill for an act of parliament to establish a framework for the preservation of human dignity, for the promotion, monitoring, and enforcement of economic and social rights, to establish mechanisms to monitor and promote adherence by county governments to Article 43 of the Constitution and for connected purposes. The Irrigation Amendment Bill 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Irrigation Act. The Community Groups Registration Bill 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to provide a regulatory framework for the registration and regulation of community groups and for connected purposes. The Special Needs Education Bill 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to provide for the education of learners with special educational needs, for the conduct of educational institutions as regards special needs learners, and for connected purposes. The County Resource Development Bill 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to make provision for the obligation of county governments to engage in protection and development of natural resources, for the collection of local revenues, the creation of regional economic blocks, and for connected purposes. The Elections Amendment Bill 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Elections Act and for connected purposes. The Elections Amendment Bill number 3, 2021, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Elections Act to allow the use of a candidate's popular name in an election and for connected purposes.
Honorable Senators, thank you very much for the wonderful job. Now we are done with the 7 bills, and we are back to order number 3. Order number 3, Clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Leader of majority, represented here by Senator Faria.
Madam Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 22nd February 2022. Report on the MSME's Credit Guarantee Scheme performance by the National Treasury and Planning for the period 8th December 2020 to 31st December 2021. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of County Assembly of Kisii for the year ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of County Executive of Trans Nzoia for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Garissa County Scholarship Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Uasin Gishu County Alcoholic Drinks Control Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Nandi County Executive Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Nandi Executive Committee Car Loan and Mortgage Schemes Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Nithi Water and Sanitation Company for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kabianga Tea Farm Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Marsabit County State Officers and other Public Officers Car Loan Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Marsabit County Education Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Marsabit County Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Embu County Executive Car Loan and Mortgage Committee Members Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kirinyaga County Facility Improvement Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Lake Bogoria Community Grant for the year ended 30th June 2018. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Executive Members Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2019. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Lake Bogoria Grant for the year ended 30th June 2019. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Lake Bogoria Community Grant for the year ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Cooperative Development Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County older persons and persons with severe disability for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Youth and Women Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Executive Car Loan Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Executive Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Bursary and Scholarship Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kilifi County Microfinance Mbegu Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Municipality of Malindi for the 18th month period ended 30th June 2020. The report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Elgeyo Marakwet Alcoholic Drink Control Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kwale Municipality for the year ended 30th June 2020. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kwale Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Is there one by Senator Nyamunga?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of this motion, recognition and appreciating the elderly by county governments. Madam Speaker, aware that in 2006, the national government initiated the Elderly Persons Cash Transfer, OPCT program, particularly known as Pesa Ya Wazee, which is an unconditional cash transfer program to destitute elderly persons above the age of 65 to cater for their subsistence needs. Noting that the beneficiaries receive a monthly stipend of Kenya shillings 2,000 delivered every 2 months through appointed payment agents, and also entitled to medical insurance through the National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF. Concerned, however, that the program's credibility is marred by issues of delayed payments to beneficiaries, difficulties in processing of the payments through the stipulated agents, and payments to unregistered persons. However, now therefore, the Senate recommends that the county governments complement the efforts of the national government and assist in resolving these challenges by, 1, developing legislation and policies to protect the elderly, including ensuring all elderly persons in their counties are registered in the OPCT program, and 2, organize value addition mechanisms such as financial training to help the beneficiaries of the program to efficiently utilize these allowances. 3, statements pursuant to Standing Order 51-1A, the Chairperson Standing Committee on Finance and Budget, to make a statement concerning the delayed disbursement of equitable share to the county governments. I thank you. No, I think, sorry, I went to the wrong. Mine ends at 2. Organizing the value addition mechanism such as finance training to help the beneficiaries of the program to efficiently utilize these allowances. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Sakaja, did you press or it was a mistake? Thank you. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Senators, we have statements as listed. Vice Chair Senator Yako. Ochilo George Mbogo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I am here, and I rise to read a statement concerning the delayed disbursement of equitable share funds to the county governments. Madam Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 51, subsection 1A of the Standing Orders of the Senate, to make a statement concerning the delayed disbursement of equitable share to the county governments. Madam Speaker, the Public Finance Management Act, Section 17, subsection 6 and 7, provide that the National Treasury shall, at the beginning on every month and in any event not later than the 15th day from the commencement of the month, disburse monies to county governments for the expenditure of the following month. The disbursement should be done in accordance with the schedule prepared by the National Treasury, approved by the Senate, and published in the Gazette. Madam Speaker, on the 9th September 2021, the Senate considered and approved the county government's cash disbursement schedule for the financial year 2021-2022. The schedule was approved as submitted by the National Treasury. This schedule is indicative of the funds each county government expects to receive in a particular month. Thus, the county operations are planned relying on the monthly disbursements as indicated in the approved schedule. Madam Speaker, Article 219 of the Constitution on transfer of equitable shares provides that a county share of revenue raised by the national government shall be transferred to the county without undue delay and without deduction, except when the transfer has been stopped. Further, Article 175B of the Constitution provides, as a central principle of devolution, that county governments shall have reliable sources of revenue to enable them to govern and deliver services effectively. Madam Speaker, the Council of County Governors has brought to my attention that the National Treasury, as at the 10th February 2022, has failed to disperse A, Kenya shillings 10.4 billion to 16 counties for the month of December 2021, B, Kenya shillings 30.8 billion to 46 counties for the month of January 2022, C, Kenya shillings 31.5 billion to all the counties for the month of February 2022. Thus, the National Treasury, in contravention of the relevant provisions of the Constitution and Public Finance Management Act, has failed to transfer 72.7 billion due to county governments under the law. Madam Speaker, the delay in disbursement undermines the service delivery as envisioned in Article 175. Counties are unable to deliver essential services such as health during this period where county governments are on the front line in effort to contain COVID-19, including ensuring effective dissemination of vaccines. Counties are further impeded from delivering other types of emergency relief services. As we are all aware, there are a number of counties, especially in the ASAL regions, that have been adversely affected by drought, leading to devastating famine. A delay in disbursement of funds to these counties has and will lead to the loss of lives, poor health outcomes, and food insecurity. This is antithetical to the principle of equitable development as a cornerstone of devolution. Madam Speaker, further, it should be noted that any delay in disbursement of funds in counties lead to delayed payments to suppliers and service providers. Most of these suppliers and service providers are small and medium enterprises. This occurrence threatens the existence of such businesses, and a number of them have been declared bankrupt or insolvent in the past. This is a great blow to the families which depend on such businesses for their livelihood. Madam Speaker, the delay in disbursement also hampers execution of counties' work plans This is because county executives may hesitate to commit funds which are not available, and no assurance of when such funds may be made available. Such failures lead to poor or no execution of the work plans. This will have an adverse impact in the ability of counties to effectively discharge their functions as set out under the Constitution. This delayed spending leads to the underutilization or misappropriation of funds. Madam Speaker, this contravenes the object and principles of the devolution, and in particular Article 174G, which provides that one of the objects of devolution is to ensure equitable sharing of national and local resources throughout Kenya. Madam Speaker, it is however perplexing that whereas counties are in dire financial straits, the Kenya Revenue Authority, in bracket KRA, has indicated that it has surpassed its revenue collection targets in the first half of the current financial year. This therefore begs the question as to what may be causing a snarl up between revenue collection and the efficient disbursement of county government's equitable share. County governments are critical in ensuring the microeconomic stability of this country. Further, it is of paramount importance that the National Treasury prioritizes disbursement of equitable shares to the counties due to the critical role they play in ensuring the citizens access critical services. Madam Speaker, the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget has planned a meeting with the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, and planning to deliberate on the matter, and in furtherance of the Senate's constitutional duty to protect the interest of the county governments. Signed by Chairman Senator Charles Kibiru MP, the chairperson of the Standing Committee of Finance and Budget, and read by the Vice Chair, being myself. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. I see Senator Cherargei, did you want to?
Madam Speaker, I've heard the Senator for Migori about the equalization fund, but in his statement he has not given us an action plan of the committee. We know very well that there is violation of Article 219, because when money has been dispersed under the disbursement schedule and County Allocation Revenue Act that has already been passed, the Ministry of Treasury should not in any way violate Article 219. So we would have expected the committee to give us actionable plans that they are put in place to ensure that the counties get the equalization fund. Because most of the counties, Madam Speaker, personally in Nandi, we have, there was an increment of location and sub-locations that was supposed to benefit, especially in Tindret, sub-county and Nandi sub-county. So with that at the hindsight, it means that there are some services that, Madam Speaker, that were not being rendered because of lack of allocation of equalization fund that should have been given. So I would have expected, and I think this can be take home for the committee, Madam Speaker, to guide the House on how we can ensure that the Treasury is held accountable, what are the action plans that are put in place, so that the counties, Madam Speaker, this should not be a bottleneck, a process of a bottleneck in terms of ensuring that devolution works. Madam Speaker, I think that is very important, because I know several of the counties, even in Nairobi also, and other areas of ASOL areas should be getting equalization fund based on Article 204, Madam Speaker. And finally, Madam Speaker, it should be advising us, because equalization fund is, we get it from the national government through the allocation that is budgetary, is that there is the issue of public debt. The committee should advise us that what happens that we have a public debt that I think is approaching 11 trillion in the country. Does it affect the revenue that has been raised? Because when you raise revenue nationally, it means that we must pay our public debt. Does it mean that since the country now is struggling with the public debt, does it mean it has affected the revenue allocation that is given to counties, including equalization fund? So I think the committee should guide us on the actionable plans that are in place, because equalization fund is very important, as was envisaged under Article 204. The schools, the hospitals, the roads that need to be made. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Gajuang, Moses Otieno, you wanted to make a comment on this? Give him the mic.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to add my voice to the statement that has been issued by the Senator for Migori, Senator Ochila Yako. It is indeed great disservice by the Treasury to county governments not to release the funds that this House and Parliament collectively has approved should be going to counties. Madam Speaker, it is unconstitutional, it is against the law, it is extreme bad manners. It is unfortunate that the head of the Treasury at present is a former head of a devolved unit. Madam Speaker, we believed that having a former governor running the Treasury would be a plus for devolution, because he would understand the cash flow challenges that counties have, and he would be a champion for county governments. This country is not going to develop sustainably by centralizing resources and centralizing development. And that is why we gave ourselves devolution, to spread out to 47 different entities, because we know that when 47 are working towards one objective, they can achieve it faster than when one center is working towards that objective. Madam Speaker, the pending bills that we keep talking about in this country are not going to be resolved with these delays in remittances. And Madam Speaker, this is a matter that I want to urge the Finance Committee, the Public Accounts Committee, and the Devolution Committee of this House to be seized of. In the budget policy statement that we approved just the other day, the amounts of pending bills were mind-boggling. The unfortunate bit is that many of the governors are coming to end of term. And Madam Speaker, we have seen that when you have a new administration, the first thing they do is to dispute the pending bills that they've inherited. And many a times, you find legitimate service providers, contractors, youth, women, and persons with disability, who have provided services to those counties in previous administrations. They are disenfranchised and they never get paid. They don't get paid because the new governor sometimes thinks that those contractors were supporters of the person who has just left office. We must make sure that by the time this House adjourns sine die, we have dealt with this issue of pending bills. We have put a minimum threshold, and Madam Speaker, even though there would be delayed remittances, let us ensure that it is only those counties with a proper action plan on settlement of pending bills that get prioritized by those disbursements from the Treasury. That is a statutory provision that the Treasury has got the power to withhold disbursements to counties where there are material and persistent breaches of the Public Finance Management Act. So, Madam Speaker, I just want to inform or to encourage Senator Ochila Yako, who is a vice chair of the Finance Committee, that in as much as we are pushing...
Order, Senator Malala. Order. Somebody is addressing Senator Ochila Yako. Please allow him to receive the message.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for saving me from Senator Omondi. Madam Speaker, I wanted to encourage... Oh, yeah. He didn't even bow. This is not Ugenya.
Thank you. That's in order. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So I was encouraging Senator Ochila Yako that in as much as he's pushing for the Treasury to disburse funds to counties, which I fully support, but counties with huge amounts in pending bills also need to provide a plan for settlement of those pending bills, failure to which we should encourage Treasury to invoke the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act that empowers Treasury to withhold those funds where there are those material breaches. Finally, Madam Speaker, our workers in counties are suffering grossly. The delayed remittances means that NHIF deductions are not being remitted. It means KRA is not getting paid. It means loans and SACCO contributions are not being remitted. Madam Speaker, the people who suffer are not the governors, and they are not members of the county executive committees. They are the ordinary health worker in a clinic somewhere in the corner of Elgeyo Marakwet or in the corner of Uasin Gishu. We need to be humane. We need to be sympathetic. We need to be empathetic. You will find many people who are losing lives because they are unable to raise resources to get medication. If they cannot get their salaries on time, and where their hospital fund, insurance fund contributions are not being made on time, Madam Speaker, we are signing the death warrants of our employees out there in the counties. KEMSA is not getting paid, and they're not also able to supply medication to our county hospitals. Madam Speaker, this delay has got such a huge spiral effect on the economy, on productivity, on the health, on livelihoods of our people, that if there was something that would make this Senate stop doing all other business, it will be this particular subject. Madam Speaker, I support that counties should get what is due to them constitutionally, but also, Madam Speaker, with the proviso that pending bills should be given priority before the end of term of current governors.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sakaja, your button remains on. Did you press it? Your button is still on. Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, initially when I heard this statement being read out, I was waiting to hear the resolution of the Committee of Finance. Because ideally, this is a statement that would have been caused by a member asking what is happening, and for the committee to give us answers, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is true, and it's really shocking that 72 billion due to county governments have not been passed. We take a long process here in, to be able to agree on the equitable share for counties. We haggle about the formula. Counties do their budgets. But not paying this money, Madam Speaker, creates a huge problem. My county of Nairobi has a huge problem. As of the last exchequer release that I got, which was for end of December, rather actually end of November, out of the budget of 39.6 billion, we'd only received 7 billion. Now that is half a year. When you move into January, I think that's the last time there was any disbursement, only 6% of the development budget has been offered to Nairobi. Now with half a year left, how do you expect absorption of another 94% of that budget? And that hurried expenditure towards the end of the financial year is what creates a lot of loopholes for corruption, creates a lot of loopholes for even accounting officers entering into contracts that are not entered into properly. And thus creates that vicious cycle, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we passed in this House a bill that I sponsored together with Senator Faria, the Prompt Payment Bill. And this Prompt Payment Bill, a lot of business people and suppliers are happy about. And many times we put pressure on county governments. In fact, I remember there's a time the same CS was saying that these counties with pending bills should not receive their allocation and whatnot. Yet the reason why a lot of these cannot, these counties can't pay is because they have not received exchequer release. Nairobi County today was ground to a halt. The workers even locked the governor's office. They've locked, because this lack of disbursement, and I saw the budget line for the lifts in City Hall Annex. You have sick people, elderly people, pregnant women walking up 16 floors, up and down. They don't have sanitary facilities because of these delays. Madam Speaker, we need to make sure, because we've put in that law that an accounting officer who enters into a contract without the requisite budget and fails to pay within 90 days takes personal culpability. But this also must relate to the Treasury, because if the Treasury has not sent the money to the county government, how then does the county government pay these suppliers, And actually, even the other issue of statutory deductions and the salaries. In fact, for the first time, salaries in Nairobi County are delaying, and it looks very, very bad. So I think we need to put also that provision that mandates, because we have Article 219 that talks about what is due to counties going to counties, but them not having sent it. And the answer is really simple. I'm sure Senator Ochilo Ayako, you know what we've been saying. Our debt to GDP ratio is at 72%. But our revenue to debt ratio, which we don't look at, is the problem. If it's above 60%, because in this statement themselves they're noting that KRA has indicated it has surpassed revenue collection targets. But for every 100 shillings collected, 60 has to immediately go to paying debt. And that is why, Madam Speaker, you've had our coalition, Kenya Kwanza, talking about this debt. It has to be halved. It has to be reduced. Otherwise, all we're collecting is to pay. We're collecting to pay. We're actually taking debt to pay other debt. There's a bill in the National Assembly that is stuck on debt management by Honorable Sako Bunyasi. If we don't do that, you've had Kenyans talking about food prices. We are going to go to a crisis. So really, we'd expect the committee, and I'm glad Senator Chilo Ayako is listening very keenly, to summon this cabinet secretary who is out there campaigning. We don't see him these days talking about treasury. We hear him talking about Azimio and talking about, Upia. To actually realize that Kenyans are suffering, counties are grinding to a halt, suppliers are not being paid, salaries are not being paid. To sit in his office and to be summoned to this Senate within the next 14 days.
There is an intervention, Order Senator, there is an intervention by Senator Ochilo Ayako.
Okay.
Is it for information? Are you interested in information?
Thank you, my brother Sakaja. I just wanted to point out that this trouble-causing CS did not have the courage to resign. So we will fetch him as a committee, and he will have to explain this. He didn't resign to go and campaign officially. So he is hiding somewhere, but not out of reach of the Senate, and the summons, Madam Speaker, will agree that we issue.
Thank you, Senator Sakaja. Wind up.
Thank you. That is very good information. Please, within the next 14 days, because counties are actually grinding to a halt. Let's have him here. Let's talk about in fact, even 7 days if possible. Of course, if you do that, they give an excuse. I've had trouble with him before, but we've been able to, we found an arrangement within my committee. That is how councillors were able to finally get an allocation for the one-off honorarium, all former councillors. When he comes, we need to ask him whether he put it into the supplementary budget, because that also has not yet been brought to the National Assembly, because we need that supplementary budget. Madam Speaker, with those remarks, I support this statement, and I'd ask the Committee of Finance to kindly let us know the date, because we have specific questions to our counties, the date that this CS is going to come, and also invite the CS together with the controller of budget. It's very important, because there's a lot of blame shifting when it comes to disbursements to counties. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kangata Irungu, finally.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I rise to give my contribution on this matter and bring to the attention of the House that there is a legal lacuna which Senate and the National Assembly and also the concerned ministry has failed to fill. That is, I think Article 203 and Article 204, which says that Parliament will enact a law that is going to establish the framework for counties to borrow. I say so because this problem counties are facing would have been remedied by counties borrowing from financial institutions. Practically they do so, but legally it's untenable and illegal, because under the Constitution and the requisite laws, a county can only borrow with express permission of Parliament. And therefore, we may need to urge our colleagues in the relevant Senate committee to craft a bill that is going to fulfill the constitutional requirement of Parliament creating a framework that then allows counties to borrow. Like in the present instances, we need to have created that framework so that counties can borrow to pay for salaries. They can borrow also to pay crucial flagship projects which may be pushed by various counties. I say so because, Madam Speaker, one of the crucial area counties needs to ensure people are being catered for would be farmers, for counties that have huge agricultural base. Cash disbursements from the National Assembly, from the national government, when they delay, they should not impact on poor farmers or salaries of employees of the counties who wake up every day at about 6 or 7 to go and work for the counties. Then at the end of the month, they don't receive their salaries. Their statutory deductions are delayed. They are penalized by NHIF, NSSF, Kenya Revenue Authority. Their SACCOS deductions are delayed. They cannot take their children to school. They cannot be able to cater for medical bills. And therefore, it is one of the areas which we as a Senate, I think we have failed. Of course, as I finish my contribution, a question may be asked as to why we senators, individually and privately, we have not come up with a draft bill. What I know, crucial matters of the nation, they are usually pushed by the executive. And therefore, such kind of a law is best brought here by the government or the relevant committee so that we are able to fill that lacuna. Thank you.
Point of order from Senator Sakaja.
Madam Speaker, I was really tempted not to raise it, but how Senator Kangata has finished, you might leave on the record that there's something that the Senate has not done. Is Senator Kangata in order to say that there's a requirement for a borrowing framework, yet the Constitution does not state that? In fact, if anything, Madam Speaker, what the Constitution provides for in Article 212 is that a county government may borrow only if the national government guarantees the loan and B, with the approval of the county government's assembly. And counties have been borrowing. If you look at many of our counties, they take overdrafts. Overdrafts are a form of borrowing. In fact, the issue is that they have taken overdrafts without national government guarantees. If you look at what Laikipia is doing now with an infrastructure bond, that has been guaranteed. So maybe it's a framework for guaranteed, but there's nothing currently stopping county governments from actually borrowing. And finally, on a light note, I'd be very worried, Senator Kangata, if Muranga County will have a governor who wants to borrow to pay salaries. I think that's the last thing we should do. We're castigating the national government for borrowing to pay salaries. That counties should never borrow to pay salaries. We should not allow that. Let's borrow for infrastructure. But there is no legal framework that the Constitution has asked to be put in place by the Senate on borrowing that has not been done. I just wanted to set that record clear.
Thank you. Can you wind up? I'll give you a minute to wind up because you just as you are winding up.
Yes. Madam Chair, allow me to read Article 213, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. It says, loan guarantees by national government. Sub-Article 1, it says, an act of parliament shall prescribe terms and conditions under which the national government may guarantee loans. Now, when you read this sub-article, and also you read at 212, borrowing by counties, it says, a county government may borrow only, and allow me to highlight the term only, A, if the national government guarantees the loan, and B, with the approval of the county government assembly. So, 212 gives condition for borrowing, which includes a national guarantee of the loan. Then 2013 proceeds to say, an act of parliament have to prescribe the terms and conditions under which the national government may guarantee the loans. For me, the construction of these two articles is we needed to enact an act to operationalize the 213 sub-article 1. Otherwise, all other forms of borrowing, strictly speaking, may be offending these two clauses.
You still want to do another clarification, Senator Sakaja?
without making it a back and forth. Yes, what you're saying is right, that an act of parliament shall prescribe that guarantee. That act of parliament exists. It's called the Public Finance Management Act. Within the PFM Act, Cap 18, there are provisions through which, in fact, it's almost just like a paragraph only, a few lines. But that's the act of parliament envisaged. It was not going to be an act of parliament specific called the National Government Guarantees Act. But within the PFM, if you go through it, there is that. So that provision already exists. What we need to do is to streamline the process that it's being done. But Senator Kangata is correct that there was that requirement, but I'm also correct that it was already in place.
Thank you. I think two of you are also educating most of us, so we should read further and compare the clauses, and I think we should be clearer. Honorable Senators, I have two members online, and I will allow those, because this is a very, very important statement for us in this House. Senator Kavindu, Senator of Machakos.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make my contributions towards this statement by Senator Ochilo Oyako. Madam Speaker, this is a very, very important statement because most of our counties, especially now when I talk about Machakos County, we lack so many things, especially medication in the hospitals. Doctors are never paid in time. Even as little people as cleaners are never paid in time. When you question, you are told that there is no money, the money has not been dispatched from the Treasury. And so, Madam Speaker, I want to concur with this Committee of Finance that the Treasury must be releasing the money in good time so that the governors may be able to work. This has also caused a lot of pending bills in our counties, especially Machakos County. We have so much pending bills, and Senator Ochilo Oyako can bear witness with me. The last time we summoned the governor of Machakos and he appeared to the Senate, this was a big, big issue. And to date, those pending bills are still there. Madam Speaker, many people have been auctioned due to pending bills. Many have died and many are living under depression because these bills, pending bills, originates from 2013 to date. And these are people who had taken loans. And when you question, you are told that they don't receive money from the Treasury. People are dying without medication. Even this time of COVID, people are going to hospitals, no medication. Madam Speaker, there are so many of our elderly people who live with the conditions of high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, and all these conditions. And when you go to the hospitals, there are no medication. These people are poor, they have no money to buy medication, but there are no medication in the hospital. When you question, they claim that money has not been released from the Treasury. So I concur with the Committee of Finance that they should call the Minister for Treasury to come and answer these questions. And there must be a process that even when the medication has not been paid, KEMSA can also release medication pending their payments, or the Treasury can also pay the KEMSA people directly so that hospitals can get medication, because our people are dying. Madam Speaker, I congratulate this committee for this statement, and I pray that it shall find the light of the day, and whatever it takes shall be done so that our people can stop suffering. Thank you, and the pending bills can be paid, because these governors are exceeding. The governors who will come back, Madam Speaker, I don't know if they'll be able to pay these people. And so our people will continue suffering in our counties. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Isaac Mwaura.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also support this statement. This statement is very, very important because obviously it's very unfortunate that we have not seen government releasing the exchequer, the budget actually, for the third quarter. And this is also even affecting Parliament. It's not just county governments. And that is very serious. It actually speaks very clearly about our financial stress as a country. And these are conversations that we have avoided talking about for a very long time. But I'm happy because I spoke about them way back in 2014. I repeated again in 2020, and I've been vindicated. There's a serious cash flow problem because even Parliament itself has not received money. I wonder how Parliament is going to pay salaries for February, because if you have not received money for January, and we are finishing the second month of this quarter, of the third quarter, really, because from April we are going to the fourth quarter. I mean, which means that the financial year is coming to an end. And there's always this issue of saying that monies are going to be returned at the end of the financial year. And no monies are returned. It's just that there are two things that happen. Monies are not released on time. And then when they are released like one day to the end of the financial year. So it is ping pong game. And the National Treasury now is playing games with Kenyans. But we need to have a higher conversation, Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, because earlier on, I heard, a senator saying about counties and pending bills and water bills. The truth of the matter is that the country is living beyond its means. And yet countries like Rwanda, our friend, our neighbor in the East African community, who we have a coalition of the willing that you can travel to Rwanda using an ID. You cannot raise any expenditure in government if you've not received the money, not even it having been in the budget. Because you see now, with the fact that people are procuring using budgets, yet the budget is not released, that means that even having a budget, an item in the budget, does not necessarily guarantee that there is going to be money anyway, because our economy is a hand-to-mouth economy. I mean, we collect monies, and then every Thursday they are disbursed. So, Madam Speaker, we can even do bills here. I hear the bills we are proposing. Bills will not cure anything. In fact, they are rendered useless by the virtue of the fact that what will a law provide for if there is no money to disburse anyway? Because a law would only work if there is, the ceteris paribus that the money is there. So laws are made with that understanding. Even when you have the prompt payment bill, passed into law, but then you do not have the exchequer release because National Treasury is spending all of its money in paying debt. Why don't we just restructure the budget? Why don't we just cut our clothes according to size? And also, it leads to a greater conversation, Madam Speaker. And this is true, we must face it, that possibly we actually overdevote. Where this, in the long run, our county governments are not sustainable, especially when you look at the fact that most of them are relying on the central government, which is the national government, to get their funding. If counties were functioning well, Mr. Speaker, they would be able to survive on their own source revenue. But even that has not been properly mapped. The bill to pass on source revenue has stalled. It has not been passed as well because people don't want to be transparent in terms of how they are raising their revenue. And the biggest culprits in here are the big counties of Nairobi, Kiambu, where I come from, Nakuru, Mombasa, name it, because there is real revenue there, being collected. So yes, salaries are a problem. Hospitals are running down. But Mr. Speaker, if we continue this way, I predict even the salaries for members of parliament is going to be a problem very soon. So really, it's not just a question of asking the National Treasury and Ukuru Yatani going to campaign for his UPIA outfit. It is just us as a country having to have a conversation on our debt ceiling, on how to repay debt, on how to re-engineer our economy from a development model where you have people demanding for roads, for dams, for schools, which ends up being development corruption, to productivity, having people money going into people's pockets. Mr. Speaker, that means government needs to stop over borrowing from our banks, and therefore crowding out local investors. Basically, people who have good ideas that can actually create, employment and money and revenue for government. So it's a whole remodeling, and that is why we are talking about the bottom-up economy. That is why we are talking about moving away from the trickle-down economy. That's why we are talking about moving away from people sitting in boardrooms and deciding what are the best priorities for people in Nyamlangano village. It is the people there who know what they need to have for their own development. So I think it's a whole change of the economic model, but also governance model that is going to redraw the boundaries between recurrent and development expenditure, particularly if then we have, people being able to produce once again so that the government can have enough revenue, not only for development, but also to retire the huge debt, we have. So, Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I think I want to say
Senator Maura, we can't hear you. I think you have muted yourself.
yes, we can have opinion, but generally, I think I want to have a better conversation going forward. But Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Faria.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me opportunity. Mr. Speaker, as I said before, in this country, people are very interesting. People who are part of the ones who removed the ceiling are on top of their chairs saying that this debt is unmanageable. Didn't they know when they were passing the bill of removing the ceiling that it was unmanageable? And some of them were even in leadership at that time. So I think let us spare Kenyans hypocrisy in terms of saying this thing now.
What is it, Senator Cherargei?
Mr. Speaker, I think not, is it in order for the Deputy Majority Whip and the great Senator of Wajir, from Wajir, to say that all members support a ceiling, yet it is on record and on the answer that 7, including me, myself, oppose the raising of debt ceiling. Can she get her facts right?
Senator Cherargei, if I listened to her correctly, she said some of those who supported. Proceed, Senator Faria.
Mr. Speaker, the question of debt is interesting because country go into debt to do development projects. And those development projects are clearly visible in this country. And Mr. Speaker, the other issue is Kenyans are very interesting people. People don't want to pay taxes. People want road, they want hospital, they want all the other developments we talk about. But at the same time, they tell you don't take debts. They don't want to pay taxes. But they want greater development. And I think some of these things is people need to understand that at the end of the day, you need money to do development. And if we don't want to borrow, can Kenyans be tasked to pay more taxes so that, and those who come to the tax bracket voluntarily increase, then you will hear the borrowing, the thing of the past. Because, and then the other thing, that our colleagues who talk about the debt ceiling and, the debt increasing, they don't have even strategy to stop corruption. We know that some of this money that, there is some corruption, level of corruption. If people, Kenyans pay tax, there is no corruption, then there will be enough money to do all the development. But the same people do not have a strategy to combat corruption. And then we give a lot of promises that we will do this, we will do this. Where is the money going to come from? Let's be realistic and let's be honest with each other and do the right thing by having a very clear strategy. But Kenyans are intelligent. They know the problem of this country. They know why there is not enough funding for projects. And they know where the debt is being borrowed. So I think if we are fair to Kenyans and honest to Kenyans, let us tell them a very clear strategy of fighting corruption.
What is it, Senator Cherargei?
Mr. Speaker, sir, is it in order for the Deputy Majority Whip to state that money that was borrowed was lost through corruption? Number one. Number two, she is a representative of the executive by the virtue that he holds leadership position on behalf of the majority. She should be the one telling us what the government is doing to ensure the issue of corruption is adequately dealt with and the perpetrators of corruption are prosecuted. But taking us saying that, lamenting like ordinary Kenyan on the street by saying, you know, money has been borrowed, but it has been stolen. Yet she is part of government. It should be informing the president's agenda on the fight against corruption.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for Senator Cherargei to refer to any member of this House as a representative of the executive? Because from where I sit, and if I recall, we were all elected to this House to represent the interests of counties and their government. There is nowhere in that constitution that says that a senator shall at times represent the interest of the national executive. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is completely unfair for Senator Cherargei to allude that even though Senator Faria holds a leadership position, that leadership position is on behalf of this House and not on behalf of the executive. In fact, if he was going to insist that Faria should speak on behalf of the executive, then Senator Cherargei should be speaking on behalf of the executive because he is in the same political party where the president and the deputy comes from. And of late, Mr. Speaker, it is on record that he's been spending most of his time on rooftops, blasting the same government, blasting the same party that elected him. Mr. Speaker, in fact, is it in order for Senator Cherargei to continue sitting here, enjoying perks that he achieved by membership of the Jubilee government when he spends all his time bashing the same Jubilee party, Jubilee government, and subscribing to the yellow fever political movement?
So what is it, Senator Cherargei?
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for the Senator Moses Kajwang, who they have abandoned their role as the leaders of opposition, they are part of government now, accusing us, yet we know very well that the issue of public debt, Mr. Speaker, is an issue of national concern. It is not about Kuzimia or the Kenya Kwanza movement, Mr. Speaker. This matter is a national conversation, and that is why I was asking my sister here, she has the ear of the president by the virtue that she is in leadership. Unless she can deny on record, she has the ear of the president by the virtue of the leadership that she's a deputy majority whip of the majority party, that she should be, whenever an issue of government comes up, she's the one who prosecutes. So I want to tell my brother, Senator Moses Kajwang, I know he chickened out from running for the governor of Homa Bay. Mr. Speaker, sir, you know the Baba there is Baba. So I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that let us note, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know why the Deputy Majority Whip is agitated. She is not a speaker. Why is she agitated? Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to say through you, that Senator Moses Kajwang should tell his people of Kuzimia to do their role of being in opposition and criticizing the government. That is why, us in Kenya Kwanza, have taken up the role of questioning the national public debt. It is a public concern. That's what you are just saying.
Thank you, Senator Kajwang and Senator Cherargei. There was no point of order. It was just a point of debate. Thank you, Senator Faria.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. when Senator Cherargei stood up, I thought he was going to articulate the strategies that they have to combat corruption. I didn't expect him. My president was very clear in saying that there is corruption in this country. He was very clear. And there is also a strategy to fight it, because there are a lot of people who are being taken to court.
Senator Faria, you're not helping the situation. When you're saying they, meaning who? The last time I checked, and what Kajwang just said, is that both of you belong to the same party, Jubilee. So when you say they, it's even more confusing. Please proceed.
I was speaking about the Senator Cherargei, whichever party he ascribes to, not the Jubilee Party. Because the head of Jubilee Party was very categorical that there is corruption in this country and they are doing something about it. And the party we support also has a very clear strategy in terms of how corruption should be combated. Mr. Speaker, in terms of the pending bills and counties not being paid, Mr. Speaker, I think the Treasury needs to release funds to the county government so that, like in my county of Wajir, we have drought right now. People are starving. I am happy with our president for flagging in food for those 23 counties that are suffering from the drought. But I think if the county governments are paid and people, and then the debtors and everybody for the county are paid, there will be some money flowing within the county that will help people to reduce the impact of the drought that as they are facing right now. So I urge the Treasury to please fast track the releasing of the funds to the county so that people can be paid and the economy can move on. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Looking at the House, and for order number 15, order number 16 and 17 are deferred because they are division and we don't seem to have numbers. Order number 18, the mover requested for deferment. Order number 19, the mover requested for deferment. Order number 21 as well. Next order.
Order number 20, the Elections Amendment number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2021, second reading.
Senator Olekina. Order number 21 is dropped. The mover is not here. Sorry. Order number 20 is dropped because the mover is not there. Therefore, honorable senators, there being no any other business, it is now time to adjourn the House. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Wednesday, 23rd February 2022 at 10 a.m.